Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Kṛṣṇa Hare Kṛṣṇa 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 Hare 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 Rāma Hare Rāma 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 Hare 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 Kṛṣṇa Hare Kṛṣṇa 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 Hare 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 Rāma Hare Rāma 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 Hare 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 Kṛṣṇa Hare Kṛṣṇa 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 Hare 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 Rāma Hare Rāma 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 Hare 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 Kṛṣṇa Hare Kṛṣṇa 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 Hare 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 Rāma Hare Rāma 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 Hare Hare Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Nitai Go, Nitai Go. Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava Shri Radhe. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada. 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 Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Jai Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai Jai Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudev. Jai Om Vishnu Pad Paramhamsa Pravachakacharya Astota Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai. ISKCON Founder Acharya His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Shri Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasati Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shrimaya Pradam Ki Jai. Ganga Maya Ki Jai. Yamuna Maya Ki Jai. Tulasi Devi Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Sankirtan Yaga Ki Jai. Brihad Mridanga Ki Jai. Gaura Pramanande Hare Hare Bo. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Kṛṣṇa. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Kṛṣṇa. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Kṛṣṇa. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Om Jnana Timirantasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manopistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayaṁ Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sadivam Sadhuitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhambitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshware Vrishabhanu Sute Deve Pranamami Hare Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rāma, Hare Rāma, Rāma Rāma, Hare Hare. Mukhaṁ karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. First of all, I welcome everyone to today's ecstatic study of Srimad Bhagavatam. So today we are going to read Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 18, Shloka number 5. Please read after me. Tvayi saṁsthite gadayā śrīrṇa-śīrṣaṇy asmad-bhuja-cyutayā ye ca tubhyam baliṁ haranty ṛṣayo ye ca devāḥ svayaṁ sarve bhaviṣyanty amūlāḥ tvayi saṁsthite gadayā śrīrṇa-śīrṣaṇy asmad-bhuja-cyutayā ye ca tubhyam baliṁ haranty ṛṣayo ye ca devāḥ svayaṁ sarve bhaviṣyanty amūlāḥ. You like to repeat? Hare Kṛṣṇa. Tvayi saṁsthite gadayā śrīrṇa-śīrṣaṇy asmad-bhuja-cyutayā ye ca tubhyam baliṁ haranty ṛṣayo ye ca devāḥ svayaṁ sarve bhaviṣyanty amūlāḥ. Tvayi saṁsthite gadayā śrīrṇa-śīrṣaṇy asmad-bhuja-cyutayā ye ca tubhyam baliṁ haranty ṛṣayo ye ca devāḥ svayaṁ sarve bhaviṣyanty amūlāḥ. Vaishnavis. Tvayi saṁsthite gadayā śrīrṇa-śīrṣaṇy asmad-bhuja-cyutayā ye ca tubhyam baliṁ haranty ṛṣayo ye ca devāḥ svayaṁ sarve bhaviṣyanty amūlāḥ. Word for word. Tvayi, when you, saṁsthite, are killed, gadayā, by the mace, śrīrṇa, smashed, śīrṣaṇy, skull, asmad-bhuja, from my hand, cyutayā, released, ye, those who, cha, and, tubhyam, to you, baliṁ, presentations, haranty, offer, ṛṣayo, sages, ye, those who, cha, and, devāḥ, demigods, svayaṁ, automatically, sarve, all, na, not, bhaviṣyanty, will exist, amūlāḥ, without roots. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. The demon continued, when you fall dead with your skull, smashed by the mace, hurled by my arms, the demigods and sages who offer you oblations and sacrifice in devotional service will also automatically cease to exist, like trees without roots. Please repeat the translation after me. The demon continued, when you fall dead, with your skull smashed by the mace, hurled by my arms, the demigods and sages who offer you oblations and sacrifice in devotional service will also automatically cease to exist, like trees without roots. Purport. Demons are very much disturbed when devotees worship the Lord in the prescribed ways recommended in the scriptures. In the Vedic scriptures, the neophyte devotees are advised to engage in 9 kinds of devotional service, such as to hear and chant the holy name of God, to remember Him always, to chant on beads, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Hare Rāma, Hare Rāma, Rāma Rāma, Hare Hare, to worship the Lord in the form of His Deity incarnation in the temples, and to engage in various activities of Kṛṣṇa consciousness, to increase the number of godly persons for perfect peace in the world. Demons do not like such activity. They are always envious of God and His devotees. Their propaganda not to worship in the temple or church, but simply to make material advancement for satisfaction of the senses, is always current. The demon Hiranyaksha, upon seeing the Lord face to face, wanted to make a permanent solution by killing the personality of Godhead with its powerful mace. The example of an uprooted tree mentioned here by the demon is very significant. Devotees accept that God is the root of everything. Their example is that just as the stomach is the source of energy of all the limbs of the body, God is the original source of all energy manifested in the material and the spiritual worlds. Therefore, as supplying food to the stomach is the process to satisfy all the limbs of the body, Kṛṣṇa consciousness, or developing love of Kṛṣṇa, is a sublime method for satisfying the source of all happiness. The demon wants to uproot this source because of the root, God, were to be checked. The activities of the Lord and the devotees would automatically stop. The demon would be very much satisfied by such a situation in society. Demons are always anxious to have a godless society for their sense gratification. According to Śrīdhara Svāmī, this verse means that when the demon would be deprived of his mace by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not only the neophyte devotees, but also the ancient, sagacious devotees of the Lord, you will be very much satisfied. Hare Kṛṣṇa, we will first look at the textual meaning of this shloka. So this is an insult coming from Hiranyaksha to Lord Varahadev. But there is another way, according to the previous Acharya, to read the shloka. So it's not only saying the abusive words to the Lord, oh, I will smash your head, and when your head fell on the floor, then those who are worshiping you, those who are engaged in the devotional service, they will also be killed. But another way to read this, according to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, is that when your skull is not smashed by the mace thrown from my hand, released from my hand, at that time, those present devotees who are offering you homages, and as well as those ancient devatas and devotees, they would spontaneously, svayaṁ here can also be translated into spontaneously, become not unsteady. Amūlāḥ means uprooted, not steady. But another way of reading this is when the Lord is not killed by this demon's mace, released from the demon's hand, at that time the demon would be finished. The demon is destroyed. And then the Lord is going to reroot the whole tree of devotional service. And by observing all this, all the devotees, the present devotees, and even the ancient devotees, the sages, the devatas, all of them will be completely in happiness. If we look back through the history of devotional service, this is not a new thing. Although this has happened in Satya Yoga, but we can trace the history. Not only Lord Varahadev is facing the demon's destruction, the demon wants to kill him. We can see that even Lord Ramachandra, he's facing the demon Ravana. Ravana wants to kill him and enjoy his wife, goddess of Lakshmi herself. But at the end, Ravana was killed. And the order of religion, the order of the social system is re-established. And then we can look at the history, the Leela of Lord Kṛṣṇa. When he was just born, a few days, Kamsa sent the demon Putana. Putana wants to kill Kṛṣṇa. And according to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, so there will always be some forces against the real truth. Maybe someone's pretending as a false guru like Putana. But in some other cases, maybe there's some institutional opposition, like in the Gaura Leela, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he just started the Sankirtan movement. That is a root of devotional service in this whole Kali Yuga, Sankirtan. But then Chankazi, he's trying to destroy the mridanga of the devotees. And he's giving order that none of you can do this Harinam. But at the end, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he organizes thousands and thousands of devotees, and they march towards Chankazi's house. And even now, we can see the result. Chankazi, he's not successful, but he was converted. So we can see that the Lord is becoming more and more merciful. And before, he just simply killed the demons. But now, by his compassion, by his love, by his determination, by his sweetness, by his attraction, he completely converted the demons into devotees also. And also we can see the great associate of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, what he's facing when he's trying to preach to Jaga and Madai. And they want to kill him. And they broke his head. But then at the end, just nearby, there's a village called Simontala near Madai Ghat. In that place, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he converted these two fallen souls and made them to join his inner circle of doing Harinam Sankirtan. And when they're chanting together, and when Mahaprabhu announced, it said before, that whoever heard the name of Jaga and Madai, they would immediately lose 1 year of the results of their pious activities. But now, whoever worshipped them, it's like worshiping me. And whoever feeding them, now you are feeding Jaga and Madai. And it's like feeding myself. And I would personally taking that offerings. And when Yamaraj and all other devatas, they saw this, they cannot believe. Yamaraj directly fainted in unconsciousness. And all the other demigods, they have to start another big kirtan to revive him. And we can see Srila Prabhupada, our dear founder Acharya of ISKCON, what kind of difficulties he is facing in 1973 in Juhu. Srila Prabhupada is trying to build a temple for Radha Rasa Bihari. But then it's well known that Mr. Nair, he's trying to cheat the devotees. He's taking the money from the devotees, but he wants to sell the land to another person. He's trying to take the land back. And he has some political influence also. And at that time, there is some municipal councilor. And this municipal councilor, he had some dirty tricks with Mrs. Nair, so the wife of Mr. Nair. And they completely demolished the temple of the devotees built for Radha and Krishna. And they give such a strange order that only you have 1 weekend's time. If in this weekend's time you cannot restore the temple, and then you don't have any right on this land. We read from Satsvarupa Maharaj's Lilamrita. Srila Prabhupada said, he said, this land belongs to Radha and Krishna. They can do whatever they want, but I will not give up. And Krishna sent Mr. Sati to help. Mr. Sati is Srila Prabhupada's friend. Although he is not initiated, but is wholeheartedly devoted to Srila Prabhupada's mission and cause. And it just happened, he is the leader of a construction team. At that time in Bombay, there is some government policies, very difficult to get cement. And it's also very difficult to get bricks. And if you want to build something, you need government's special permission, then you get certain quota. Then you get some bags of cement, you get some bricks. But Mr. Sati, he gathered from all his construction sites all over Bombay. And he's using just 1 night to build everything. The story is not that simple. He's facing a lot of difficulties because at that time, not only the weather is not so good, it's pouring rain. Even he get together all the necessary materials, the cements, the bricks. But then this municipal councilor, he came to threaten Mr. Sati. He said, okay, you can build overnight. It's Sunday night. Next early morning, if the government didn't see anything, even like a provincial temple, then they would announce the devotees, they would never have any rights on that land. And this municipal councilor threatened Mr. Sati that you can build, that's okay. I'm going to bring 50 gondas. I'm going to demolish anything you can do. And then Mr. Sati, he said, okay, you bring all your 50 gondas. Not only 50, please bring 100, 200, because I have guns. I have 250 cartridges, so you can bring 200 gondas, no problem. At that night, in the pouring rain, and his son is just standing next to him. Mr. Sati is holding his rifle in hand, and he asks his son, is holding a revolver, a gun in his hand. They're guarding the construction site. And now we have this beautiful Juhu temple. I went there once. It looks like a great palace. You feel like completely shocked. Such a beautiful temple that Srila Prabhupada built for Radha Rasa Bihari. So it's not a new thing that whenever we want to do something good, we want to follow the absolute truth. We're facing some great difficulties. So today we're going to talk about how to come back to our roots for our devotees, for present, for all of us. What can we take? Nowadays, maybe we're not facing some very, very, very bad gundas like Mr. Nair, and we are not facing someone like Madai and Jagai, but we are facing some other demons. In the Muslim tradition, Muhammad, he's like a prophet, and he predicted after 1,000 years, in everyone's house, there would be a one-eyed demon. And this one-eyed demon would destroy any virtuous things. So, of course, I guess you can all understand this one-eyed demon refers to a computer. You can play computer games, kill your times, and TV. is also one-eyed, this demon. And most dangerously is portable demon. We can put this one-eyed demon even in our pocket. That is mobile phone. We can scroll on different rails, and we kill times just like anything. 1 hour passed. We're not even aware the passing of the time. But we're looking all kinds of histories, all kinds of interesting stories on the internet. And we miss our real sadhana. We miss our real route to perform devotional services to Lord Krishna. Prahlāda Maharaj in Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, chapter 5, shloka number 23 to 24, he announced to his father, you should do these 9 devotional services. What are these 9 devotional services? Shravanam Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Vandanam, Archanam, Dasyam Sakyam Atmanivedanam, Itipam Sarpita Vishnu, Bhaktistenna Valakshana, Kriyeta Bhagavati Yatha, Tammaniditam Uttamam. Prahlāda Maharaj, he is propagating even to the king of the demons. He said, you should also do these 9 devotional services. And I consider, I am thinking, whoever can do all of this, he's the most intelligent person, and he has all the wisdom, he has all kinds of knowledge. And following Prahlāda Maharaj's footsteps, we can see very excellent examples from Srimad Bhagavatam itself. Ambarish Maharaj, he is a perfect example, executed all the 9 different angas of devotional service. Savai mana Krishna padara vindayo, vachamsi vaikunta gunarna varnane, karo hari mandira majanadishu, shutim chakara chuta satkato daye, mukunda lingalaya dashane dusho, tadbirtya gatra sparshinga sangamam. Granam chatad pada sarode sorabhe, Srimad Tulasya rasanam tadarpite, Tado Hare Kṛṣṇa padana sarpane, Shiro Rishikesha padabi vandane, Kamancha Dasi. This time, after you performed all these different angas, then Kamancha Dasi, not to Kama Kamyaya, then 24 hours you are not going to thinking of anything else. You're only going to think of how to please Krishna. And yatotma shloka janashraya ratihi. So Srila Prabhupada, still he's translating in word to word, jana, person. What kind of person? This person is like Prahlāda Maharaj. Although in the shloka itself, it didn't mention anything about Prahlāda Maharaj, but maybe out of his ecstasy, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that we have to follow someone like Prahlāda Maharaj. Then this is a way to reach Rati. This is a way to reach Rati, means reach Bhava. Bhava is the ecstasy of devotional service. It's just like the ray of prema, just one step before prema. But when we are talking about these exalted souls, maybe you are thinking, oh, they are too high, they are too elevated. I am too fallen. What can I do? I have no hope. I cannot make it. I can't do something like that. But still we have hope. Our hope is publicly announced by Lord Sri Krishna himself in Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada also mentioned to us, Krishna is telling us confidential knowledge, the more confidential knowledge, and the most confidential knowledge. Not only whenever he is commenting the Bhagavad Gita, like chapter 2, chapter 7, chapter 9, and chapter 10, 11, 12. Srila Prabhupada is talking about this in his purport, in his commentary. But also in the 18th chapter, that chapter is a summary of the whole Bhagavad Gita. We can see Krishna's approaches. Krishna is personally dealing with Arjuna. And Srila Prabhupada said, books are the basis. Our root, our devotional service, the root is Prabhupada's books. And in 1864, Krishna is telling Arjuna, okay, maybe you're confused about everything I've been talking about. I've been talking about so many things and so many steps, procedures like karma yoga, in Jnana Yoga, Stanga Yoga. Maybe you're confused because Krishna wants him to think about it nicely and then do whatever you want. But then when Krishna saw Arjuna is spinning his head and thinking really hard, wants to draw the right conclusion, Krishna's compassion is overwhelming, and he's thinking, how can I put my dear devotee in such difficulty? How can I make him spinning his head to think so hard like this? Okay, let me directly tell him. So in 1864, he said, okay, no need to think so much. Now I tell you the most confidential knowledge. And we know, in next shloka, in 1865, Krishna is telling him what is the most confidential part of the knowledge of this transcendental science of Krishna consciousness. That is, mamana bhava madbhakto, madhyaji mam namaskuru, mam evasyasi satyam te pratijane prayosime. We can see in chapter 9, verse number 34, it's almost similar. But last two lines are not the same. And if we refer to the previous Acharya's commentary, we find it is so interesting that apart from the apparent conversation between Krishna and Arjuna, our two previous Acharyas, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Srila Baladevi Debushan, they offered a very, very interesting and very shocking side talk between Krishna and Arjuna. Because maybe you noticed in the third line, in the last part, it is mentioned satyam. Satyam means, we can see in the translation, Srila Prabhupada translated like truthful. But satyam can also mean that I make a vow. I promise you. I promise you what? You want to achieve perfection. You want to come back to me. You want to come back to my spiritual realm. You do only one thing. This one thing has four aspects. Mamanam, you always think of me. And then you not only always think of me, you become my devotee. And you worship me, and you offer your homage unto me. And the side talk, the side conversation between Krishna and Arjuna is like this. Arjuna is talking to Krishna. Oh, you said satyam, I make a vow. How can I believe you? Because satyam, this word is often used by the people in the big cities. You are coming from a big city. You are coming from Mathura. In Mathura, all those gentlemen, they're so sophisticated. They can talk in a very cunning way. So how can I believe you even if you say, I make a vow? And Krishna can also understand, Arjuna, why you don't trust me? Why? Because Krishna is side-talking to Arjuna. You just give your mind to me. Mamana, just give your mind to me. As the end of chapter 6, 47, we know the highest yogi, yoginam api sarvesham. The highest yogi is one who is always thinking of Krishna and is connected with Krishna always. And Krishna said, you just give your mind to me. But if you can't, we may also say something like that. Oh, this is Kali Yuga. We're always disturbed. There is like pouring of all kinds of information to our heads and all kinds of contamination. And in this age, demons are staying in our hearts. How can I give my mind completely to you? And Krishna made another concession. Okay, if you can't give your mind to me, at least you give your ears to me. We just listen. We know from Bhagavatam, from Bhagavad Gita, so many places Krishna said, even if you hear, Yasamvaishriyamanayam, even if you hear, you give this oral reception, what? Shoka moha bhayapaha. You can get rid of all those things. And even if you cannot give your ear completely to me, and Krishna made another concession, okay, then you give your other senses to me, right? Other senses, maybe you can use your hand to do something for Krishna. Maybe you can use your nose. You can just smell. If you can do this, Krishna is also happy. And You can use your feet. You go to temple. In the Nectar of Devotion, it is mentioned by Srila Rupa Goswami, if you don't know how to make advancement devotional services, if you are not expert, you cannot remember anything and you cannot utilize Guru's instructions, you just go to temple and you just simply sit in the Sangha of the devotees. In this way, you can make great spiritual advancement. So Krishna said, if you can do at least one of this, I promise you, I give myself as your possession. I give myself to you. You don't believe Satyam? You don't believe these big words used by the big city gentlemen? Okay, I use another word. Priyuseme. Priyuseme. Originally, we break the Sandhi of the Sanskrit is Priya, Asi, Me. Because you, me, you are Priya to me. You are very dear to me. And when Srila Jiva Goswami, when he's commenting on Srila Rupa Goswami's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, that Akhila Rasamrita Murti, and when he's commenting that, he mentioned that that is Sri Krishna, he is Radha Priyan. And in order to explain the meaning of Radha Priyan, he has to explain what is the meaning of Priya. What is Priya? Sometimes we take it as an adjective. You are very dear, that means adjective, but actually, according to Jiva Goswami, Priya is a noun, it's an agent noun. And the meaning of Priya means he who endeavors to please. He who endeavors to please. And Krishna, why he is called as Radha Priyan, and Priyan is a comparative form of Priya. That means one who is endeavor to please to the topmost, and who is endeavor his topmost level to please Radharani, that is Krishna himself. So now we understand Krishna using this word Priya to explain to Arjuna, you are my Priya, you are my very dear one. And maybe in social dealings, in diplomatic ways, we can use some words to cheat you. I swear I didn't make your money. I swear I'm selling this to you, I'm not making any profits. But, okay, you don't believe me this. I use another way. You are actually my Priya. How can someone cheat someone else who is very dear to him? Because you love him, you love her. In this way, because of love, because it's affection, devotion, you cannot cheat that person. So this is Krishna's promise. And he said, and the side talk is still going on, he said, because you are so dear to me in this way, so I give myself to you as your possession, and I cannot tolerate absence from you. So if you don't come to Krishna, Krishna comes to you. If you read Srila Prabhupada's books, Krishna would really walk right inside your heart. If you don't believe, I want to give you some examples. I have been teaching the Chinese devotees Bhakti Sastri for 3 years. I have some live examples. How you surrender everything and Krishna would help you. I have one student, 72 years old, Narsinga Maharaj's disciple. And at the beginning of the class, he complains to me, he said, can you make the standard little low? How can I remember 45 Sanskrit shlokas? Can you consider my age? And then I thought, please try. I didn't immediately lower this threshold for Bhakti Sastri. Even our DBC said, okay, for Chinese devotees, because our language is not a phonetic system, you can somehow or other do like this. But then I said, please try. After 1 month, I got a surprising result from one of my assisting teachers. You know why? He submitted all the shlokas. I am so surprised. So I asked him, what is your secret? How can you remember everything in such a short time? He said, I decided to completely surrender to Krishna. Because one time, I related a story to the devotees that in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, when Mother Yashoda is looking inside Krishna's mouth, because even including Lord Balaram, And the other cowherd friends, they're complaining to Mother Yashoda, he's eating mud, he's a naughty boy, please do something to him, you punish him. Mother Yashoda asked Krishna to open his mouth. He saw the whole universe, and she saw everything. And she saw herself is also looking at Krishna's mouth, inside Krishna's mouth. And at that time, Mother Yashoda is feeling completely overwhelmed, perplexed, going to lose consciousness. At that time, she made a right decision. She decided simply to pay obeisances to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. She did that. So I told the devotees, we can also adopt this approach. So this devotee, this old Prabhu, he did it literally. He said at the beginning, when I'm paying dandavats again and again, I cannot do it only for 2 minutes. After doing 1.5 minutes of dandavats, pranams, I feel my whole body is shaking. I feel like I'm going to faint. But then he said, I just continued. In 1 week, he said, I can do continuously dandavats for 15 minutes. And then he said, after that, by the way, another challenge for him is he cannot read properly. So we have like 17 assisting teachers. I asked them to read all the sastras, all the 4 books of Bhakti Sastra in different dialects. So which devotee coming from which province, you can directly hear it. And he's not looking the book, and he just simply by hearing, he remembered all the Sanskrit shlokas along with the Chinese translation. This is a result of surrendering, literally surrendering to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I have another student. She's Mahatma Prabhu's disciple. She had a very traumatic experience during her childhood. Her mother is suffering from chronic depression, and like whole day wanting to commit suicide, and she has to take a lot of pills. If one day missing her pills, and she will become mad and has some kind of violent tendency. And this student, she's also suffering so much. She said, I just don't know. Then I took all her pills, and I was ending in the hospital for 1 week. And she said, I would never expect I can erase all the bad memories in my childhood and when I'm growing up, but by studying Bhakti Sastra, by reading all of Srila Prabhupada's books, in the association of the devotees, she said, I feel I am now so blissful and so happy. I completely erased those bad memories. Now I feel those memories are not haunting me anymore. I have another 2 students, Jayapatakamara students, and they lost their only dear relative. They don't have other family members. They're only relying on their son, the only financial support, the only emotional support. But then, due to disease, Krishna took them away. How they overcome that grief? By reading Srila Prabhupada's books. This is our life. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada, he established the whole ISKCON, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, to give us an opportunity to nourish our soul by reading his books. And he's established this ISKCON with 7 purposes. And with the first purpose, to propagate the spiritual knowledge to society at large, and also to educate all people in the techniques of spiritual life, to check the imbalance of values in life, and to achieve real peace and unity in this world. And how we are going to relate to this. Sometimes I have so many students, they said before studying Srila Prabhupada's book, they even didn't realize they have a problem. Until at the end, a lot of them, they said, now we understand. I am so jealous, I'm a demon. I have so many unwanted qualities. And before we are thinking, this is completely all right. I want to just do whatever I want. I want to just take some rest. I never understand that nivritincha, pravritincha. I never understand what should be done, what should not be done. Then if you don't know this, Krishna said, Janana, vidhu asuraha. Then you are an asura, you are a demon. And now they said, we understand. And we are feeling like so fortunate. Our complete dandavats to Srila Prabhupada. And we are so fortunate. We are going to welcome another Vyasa Puja for Srila Prabhupada. And when we are trying to glorify Srila Prabhupada, we have to understand, we have to do all kinds of aspects to respect, to honor Srila Prabhupada. How can we connect ourselves to Srila Prabhupada? From the root, to re-establish this kind of connection. Even as initiated devotees, actually every year, maybe on some special occasion, like your initiation day, we have to renew our initiation vows. That is very, very good. Like yesterday. Yesterday was Srila Jayapataka Maharaj's 57 years of initiation anniversary. He said 57 years ago in Canada, Montreal, Srila Prabhupada gave me Harinam initiation. And he feels eternally indebted to Srila Prabhupada for all the inspirations he gave to him. And he said now he's reflecting that among all the instructions Srila Prabhupada gave to him, the most serious one, he said, the serious responsibility of preaching unlimitedly. He's thinking constantly how he can do it. And he pray under the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, how can I fulfill all the instructions Srila Prabhupada has given to me? So every year, maybe Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja or our own Gurudev's Vyasa Puja or our own initiation, spiritual birthday, we can think about how to commit ourselves more deeply in our initiation vows and how can we reconnect, again, strengthen that connection through our sadhana, through our preaching, through our personal application, through our deep understanding of Srila Prabhupada's mood. And I can suggest one practical way to do this. That is Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja. Please write a homage to Srila Prabhupada. Maybe we are thinking, okay, I always fast for half a day. That is enough. Is that really enough? Not so. The proof is recorded by Burijam Prabhu. He was recounting an incident happened in 1970 in Tokyo, Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja day. The devotees, they fasted for half a day. They even offered a feast to Srila Prabhupada, but they didn't do Pushpanjali. And Srila Prabhupada was very angry. He took the Vyasa san and he said, this is a disgrace. When he said this, according to Burijam Prabhu, at that time Tamal Krishna Maharaj was terrified. And Prabhupada is pointing to him, were you not there in Los Angeles when I'm doing this for my Guru Maharaj? This is a disgrace. There's no Pushpanjali, no flowers, and no homages. You have to do everything. You have to chant the whole Mangalataram. You have to pay obeisances, bow down for 3 times, including offering homages. And if we offer Srila Prabhupada homages, then who is also taking our homages? Sri Krishna himself, because Srila Prabhupada, when his birthday was celebrated as Vyasa Puja. Vyasa Puja means he is a representative of Srila Vyasadeva. And as a representative of Srila Vyasadeva, whatever homages he's getting from all of us, and he's going to transfer everything to Lord Shri Krishna. So this is also a good way we can connect from the root with Krishna. And if we connect with Krishna, everything else would fall into place. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Narada Muni is teaching the Prachetas. He said, Yatataro mulani shetanena chipyanti tat skanda bhujupashaka prano paraharacha yatendriyanam tathaiva sarvarhanam achyutesya. Just like watering the root of a tree, And then all the trunk, the branches, the leaves are nourished. Just like you're feeding the stomach, the food, and your whole body is getting nourished. If you simply worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all the demigods, everything is automatically worshipped, automatically fulfilled. So think about, please offer your homage to Srila Prabhupada. If you didn't do before, please start from this year. And in order to do this, please remember the following email address. I was told by this Bhagavatam organizer last night, before I sleep, I saw a message. So I was thinking, how can I incorporate this message into the class? So now is the chance. Please write to srila.prabhupada.vp@gmail.com. I repeat it again. Please don't forget to submit your this year's Vyasa Puja homage to Srila Prabhupada. Please send an email directly to srila.prabhupada.vp, the abbreviation form of Vyasa Puja, @gmail.com. No letter is capitalized, so it's very simple to remember. Hare Kṛṣṇa, thank you for your patience. Please, any questions, corrections, and comments?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much for the wonderful class. Very grateful to you. Just a quick question. Like we know 9 limbs of bhakti, we know how Prahlad Maharaj surrendered to Nrsimhadev. We have the processes in the scripture, but why don't we still surrender? What's lagging behind? And what can we take in our lives if we want to surrender unto Guru and Krishna?
Hare Krishna. What we need to step up, to surrender, sometimes we feel we're disturbed by our mind. I know I should chant, but I don't have the mood to chant, so we're waiting for the mood to come. We're waiting for the right circumstances, but it seems like they never come, and we're just stuck. Why is like that? Because our coverings, life after life. That's why the bhakti at the beginning stage is called a sadhana. Sadhana means, in Bengali word, I saw the Bengali dictionary, sadhana is equal to endeavor. That means you have to make something with endeavor. For example, in the material world, the Maya is like a gravity, and she has this pulling energy, the pulling force. So just like, actually I don't have anything, but please imagine, I'm holding a pen, and when I take endeavor to hold it, it's staying there. But just when I not endeavor, and it just simply fall off. So we have to make some conscious endeavor. And if we use some very modern, polished words, in modern psychology, modern psychiatry, and we can say this is a way to build our neuroplasticity and to increase our brain resilience. Is this word more attractive to like the youth audience if I say, please come to Mangal Arti, please wake up early, please come to Bhagavatam class, this is good for your daily sadhana, you have to make this endeavor. Maybe you are thinking, oh, same old talk, it's like a cliche. But now, we're talking about some new things. Okay, but actually the essence is the same. For preaching purpose, you can teach people. Now we are going to change your neuroplasticity, how to remold your nerves. Because your nerves, due to this sense gratification purpose, like this tendency, your nerves are like short-circuited. And there's a new science research saying that if you watch some pornography, when you are watching it, your brain increases heat. And different parts of your brain get burned. Psss, psss, psss. And when your brain is burned, how can you have any memory? How can you have determination to perform devotional service? And determination, according to Bhagavad Gita, are in the 3 modes. If you have the determination in the mode of ignorance, then you are thinking, yeah, maybe I should become a committed devotee, but I just can't do it. And your determination can never transcend your dreams. And you are thinking, oh, I should do something, but that is too troublesome. Then your determination is in the mode of passion. And how can we do this? In order to change, in order to do this neuroplasticity thing, in order to increase your willpower, to increase your brain resilience, what we do, we break it into small steps. We start from, okay, I concentrate from 1 round today, and I start to read only 5 minutes. I ask all my students to read every day at least 1 chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and what they feel, oh, by reading the books, I feel the taste of my chanting got increased. I said, please do it as a sacrifice. 18 days as a round, a big sacrifice. You worship Kṛṣṇa. You cannot come to the Holy Dham already for 6 years. What do you do? How you get the benefit? How to connect with everything? How to connect with the Holy Dham? Why Radharani created this Navadvip, the 9 islands? This is a physical manifestation of the 9 limbs of devotional service. When we are fortunate enough, we are present here, we try to absorb that mood of Srimati Radharani. Actually, we are all devotees of Srimati Radharani. According to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he said, worshippers of Vishnu are called Vaishnavas, and worshippers of Krishna are called Kṛṣṇas, and only worshippers of Srimati Radharani are called Gaudiyas. And maybe someone would be asking, oh, since we're worshippers of Srimati Radharani, then why we're always saying that our goal is Krishna Prema, and we should worship Krishna? Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also explains, because what pleases Srimati Radharani the most? To worship Krishna and to please Krishna. That pleases Srimati Radharani the most. So following her mood, we're worshiping Krishna. No problem. And then when we understand in theories we have to do this, it's good. It's good to do this for building our brain resilience. It's good to re-establish our neuroplasticity. We mold our brain. We make ourselves more powerful. We can release your inner spiritual powers. But then another aspect we have to pay attention to is we have to seek that devotee sangha, satsanga. We have to perform devotional service in the association of the devotees. Only in that way we can get mercy of Krishna and devotees, because according to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he said, when we're among the assembly of the devotees, what can we get? Something special we cannot get when we're alone. We get one kind of mood. We get one kind of favorable mood to worship Krishna, to perform devotional service from the association of the devotees. Therefore, Krishna suggests you must perform devotional service in the association of devotees. So when we feel like we don't want to do it, we have to tell ourselves there are so many advantages of your doing this. And even the modern science can present it in a more polished way, but the essence is the same. If we follow Srila Prabhupada's teachings, we do sadhana, that can remold our brain. Then we can do this neuroplasticity. We can increase our brain resilience. And we do it step by step by our daily practice, this daily endeavor. And when we feel low, we find that enthusiasm, that faith from the other devotees, because their heart is full. Just like, are you feeling special happiness today because of the presence of a Lord's pure devotee? And because all of you, inside your heart, according to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, all of us, we also have that at least little bit of love for Krishna. And then Krishna empowers us to bless other people. For topmost devotees, they can bless a lowest soul, immediately come to bhava state. But for us, we can also bless an ordinary soul, have some faith to Krishna consciousness. So think about it. You can get together all the power of faith and enthusiasm from all the other devotees. Then why not do it? Hare Kṛṣṇa, thank you. Hope this answered your question. Anything? Yes. Last one.
Hare Kṛṣṇa Mataji. You mentioned, you quoted previous acharyas, and you mentioned that how Krishna is inducing Arjuna to take some step towards him. So similarly, we were also kind of persuaded by some devotees to take up Krishna consciousness, and then we took up, and then after some time we realized, because when we hear about these different offenses like dham aparad, nam aparad, seva aparad, all these things, so we realized that they are insurmountable. We cannot overcome them on our own strength, and for that we have to become very serious actually. So how to become serious? This is my experience, so you can give proper step to it. So how to become serious in our devotional service?
Hare Krishna. In another way, we can interpret your question like, how can we become more motivated? Become more serious means we become more motivated to perform our devotional service. We have to look at some examples. We find some examples. For example, we have a perfect example here in Śrīdhara Mayapur, Śrīdhara Svāmī Maharaj. Considering his age, his health condition, and considering how he's doing everything. You know, during Ratha Yatra time, he was spending all his time in Calcutta. And I was there also for a few days. I noticed that every day he has to give at least 2 classes, the Pandal class and the evening question and answer session. And on some occasion he has to give 3 classes, for example, initiation. And I think it's the first day of Ratha Yatra. I was outside the question and answer hall. I was just standing behind Mahavahara Prabhu, his main secretary. Mahavahara Prabhu is doing all kinds of positions, like this, to showing the sign languages to all Maharaj servants around him. And I noticed that his cameraman, the camera servants, is like. And then there is another wheelchair devotee, and is trying to pull Maharaj's microphone away and pull Maharaj away. But Maharaj, he grabbed the microphone by his left hand and pulled it back. And there's another one who's trying to repeat. Sudhitandra Prabhu is there, repeat. And he repeatedly said, this means, what can I do? How can I stop him? And I don't know how Maharaj saw me, and he said, any questions? If you ask in Bengali, like this person, like I can directly answer. If you ask a Hindi, someone, and he said, you can even ask a Chinese questions. I have my Chinese translator here. If you ask a Chinese questions, she can help you to translate your question. There's no other Chinese present, but I'm just surprised how Maharaj is, how he can find me, how he can even see me afar from the stage and outside of this question and answer hall. And then at night, what he did, he was reading Srila Prabhupada's books for 40 minutes. 40 minutes. I was trying to follow the same method. When the whole program finished at 10:30, I got to my place to stay, like over 11, take baths, this and that, almost 12. I'm thinking, my Guru Maharaj is still reading Srila Prabhupada's books. I should also try to read at least 5 minutes. I am forcing myself, I'm not feeling any taste. But then after I read, he said he's reading 40 minutes, starting from 12 o'clock. Another day he's reading completely 1 hour. I sent this news to Kavichandra Maharaj. He said, simply amazing, and they are also feeling so much inspired. So when we see this, we renew our enthusiasm. It's not a problem. When we see such powerful examples existing just next to us, Maharaj is now taking exams, studying, and he said, Mayapur Institute can give him honorary degree, but he's from Bhakti Sastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Vedanta, and now he's doing his Bhakti Sarvabhauma. He said he's not accepting any honorary degree. He is earning the degree by himself because he wants to show example to all the devotees. So we take strength from these life examples. Can you imagine some Srila Prabhupada's disciples, 80 years old, and traveling the whole world for month and month and month? I went to Calcutta only a few days. I feel car sick. I was vomiting like anything halfway. The whole bus has to stop for me. But then can you imagine some very, very senior Srila Prabhupada's disciples are traveling to build this TOVP. When we think of them, we only feel ashamed of ourselves. Why we don't have that kind of enthusiasm? What can we do to relieve little bit burden for them, for my Guru, for Krishna, to fulfill Srila Prabhupada's desires? How much we're indebted to our whole Guru Parampara. Hare Kṛṣṇa. I'm really sorry I overtime. Thank you for your patience. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Don't forget Srila@Prabhupada@VP. Srila.Prabhupada.VP@gmail.com. Gaura Pramanande. Hari Hari Bo.